The resort was loud with laughter and chaos. The school trip had started 2 days ago, and by now, the initial excitement had settled into comfortable chaos. Students were scattered across the pool area, some lounging on sunbeds, others splashing in the water, and a few gathered near the snack bar, laughing over overpriced drinks. It was supposed to be fun, a once in a lifetime trip. But you weren't feeling it. You were sitting near the pool, hugging your knees to your chest as the sun pressed down heavily on your skin. Your head was pounding, and the dull ache in your body made you feel disconnected from the noise around you. Hey, stop splashing. You turn your head slightly towards the sound of Yoongi's annoyed voice. He was sitting under a shaded cabana, sunglasses perched on his nose as Jimin and Taeyong laughed, kicking water towards him from the pool. Yoong's gonna kill you. Jungkook's voice drifted from nearby, low and lazy. Your gaze shifted automatically towards him. Jungkook was sitting on one of the sunbeds, his long legs stretched out, arms resting behind his head. His white shirt clung to his chest, and his dark hair was slightly damp, sticking to his forehead. He looked annoyingly perfect, like he belonged in a summer magazine. And sitting way too close to him was Mina. She was laughing, leaning towards him, her hand resting casually on his thigh. Her long hair cascaded down her back as she smiled at something he had just said. Jungkook wasn't smiling back, but he wasn't pushing her away either. Feeling left out? You flinched when a voice came from behind you. Taeyong slid into the chair next to you, grinning lazily as he handed you a bottle of water. "You are looking pale," he said, eyeing you closely. "Did you eat?" You shook your head. "Not hungry." "You sure?" Taeyong frowned. "You have been sitting here like a ghost all day." "I'm fine," you murmured, "just tired." From across the pool, you could feel Jungkook's eyes on you. It was the same feeling you had had all morning, a quiet weight following you wherever you went. You had caught him watching you more than once, but every time you looked at him, he would look away like nothing happened. It was confusing. Jungkook never cared about you. In fact, he seemed to enjoy making your life miserable. His teasing was relentless, and every time you crossed paths, it ended with him smirking while you fumed. That was how it had always been. So why did it feel like he was watching you? "Taeyong," Jimin called from the pool, waving. "Come on," Taeyong grinned. "Come with us." You shook your head. "I'm good here." "You sure?" "Yeah, go ahead." Taeyong hesitated for a second before ruffling your hair. "All right, try not to melt." You watched him join the others, leaving you alone again. The sound of splashing water and laughter filled the air, but it all felt far away. A cold sweat was forming along your neck. The pounding in your head was getting worse. You needed to sit down somewhere quieter. Maybe you could sneak away to your room. "You look like..." You sighed. "Thanks, Jungkook." Jungkook had appeared at your side, crouching down in front of you. His dark eyes flicked over your face, lingering on the sweat glistening along your hairline. "You okay?" he asked in his low voice. "I'm fine." "You don't look fine." You scowled. "Why do you care?" Jungkook's jaw tightened, but his eyes never leaving your face. "I don't." You narrowed your eyes. "Then why are you talking to me?" He didn't answer. Instead, his gaze shifted to Mina, who was calling his name from across the pool. Jungkook's expression darkened slightly, but he stayed where he was, his eyes not leaving your face. "I'm just saying, if you're about to pass out, maybe don't do it in the pool." You rolled your eyes. "Wow, so much concern." Jungkook's mouth twitched. His hand brushed against your knee, so subtle you almost didn't feel it, and then, just as quickly, he was standing again. "I don't have time to babysit you," he said over his shoulder as he walked back towards Mina. "Try not to die." You glared at his retreating figure. Idiot. But then you saw it, the way his hand lingered on his thigh, The subtle curl of his fingers and the way his eyes had darkened when he looked at you, even as Mina leaned into him again. Jungkook was lying, he did care, you just didn't know why. About an hour later, you regretted not going to your room when you had the chance. Your headache had gotten worse, your body felt weak, and your legs were shaking as you tried to make your way towards the exit. But the crowd around the pool was thick and your vision was blurring at the edges. You just needed to make it to your room, just a few more steps. Wow, looking rough there. You froze. The sharp, honeyed voice sent a chill down your spine. Mina, you barely had the strength to lift your head, but you knew that tone, the condescending sweetness that never meant well. What do you want, Mina? You muttered, your voice low and strained. Nothing? Her heels clicked against the poolside as she circled you, her perfectly manicured nails tapping her hip. I was just wondering why you look like you're about to pass out. Oh wait, that's right. You have been busy catching Jungkook's attention all day. Your head snapped up despite the pounding in your skull. Excuse me? Oh, don't act so innocent. Mina's smile curled like poison. I've seen the way he's been looking at you, the way he has been hovering. You force yourself to stand straighter. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh really? Mina laughed because the Jungkook I know doesn't care about anyone but you. He's been looking at you all day. No, not just today. Since this trip started, like he's trying to figure something out. And you are doing it on purpose to look all weak and fragile so that you get his attention. You scoffed. Sounds like a you problem. Mina's smile hardened. I don't know what you did to get his attention, she hissed, stepping closer. But don't think it will last. You are just another distraction. He always comes back to me. Your vision was spinning, but you forced yourself to meet her gaze. Then why are you so pressed? Mina's eyes flashed. I'm not. You smirked. Right, that's why you're standing here like a jealous girlfriend, which you're not, right? Her jaw clenched. You think you're so clever? But you're just pathetic. You really think Jungkook cares about you? Please, he hates you. And yet, he hasn't been looking at you, and that's why you are insecure and jealous, right? That did it. Mina's face twisted, and before you could react, she shoved you hard. You gasped as your body stumbled backward. Your foot slipped on the wet ground. And then you were falling. The cold hit you like a slap. Water rushed over your head, and for a moment you couldn't breathe. Your limbs flailed uselessly as the weight of your clothes dragged you down. You broke the surface, gasping, water stinging your eyes. Mina, someone screamed. Oh my god, what the hell? You coughed violently, trying to tread water. Your arms felt weak. You could barely keep yourself afloat. Mina stood at the edge of the pool, arms crossed over her chest, a satisfied smile on her lips. You shouldn't have spoken to me like that. Maybe next time you'll remember your place. Your chest burned with anger and humiliation. You tried to push yourself towards the edge of the pool, but your body wasn't cooperating. Meanwhile, at the resort canteen, Jungkook sat at the corner table, his jaw tight as he scrolled mindlessly through his phone. He wasn't paying attention to the conversation around him. Taeyong and Yoongi were laughing about something stupid while Jimin kept trying to convince Hoseok to try spicy ramen. But Jungkook's mind wasn't there. It was stuck on you. He had noticed you from the moment you walked out this morning, pale, unsteady, your hand brushing your forehead like you were trying to shake off a headache. You didn't look okay, and that's what was bothering him. He hated how aware he was of you, how his eyes kept drifting towards you even when he told himself not to care. She didn't even eat at breakfast. Jungkook muttered under his breath, glaring at the untouched glass of water in front of him. What? Taeyang raised an eyebrow. Nothing. Jungkook snapped, but his gaze flicked towards the poolside windows, and that's when the doors to the canteen burst open, and a girl from your class tumbled inside, out of breath, her face white with panic. Someone fell into the pool. She shouted, heads turned. It's Ryan. Mina pushed her. Jungkook's head shot up so fast his chair nearly toppled over. What? Yoongi and Taeyong's face twisted in shock as they stood up. She's not coming up, she's sinking. Her voice was frantic. Jungkook didn't even hear the rest. His body moved before his mind could catch up. Jungkook! Jimin shouted, but Jungkook was already running. The canteen door slammed behind him as his legs carried him towards the poolside at full speed. He shoved past people in the hallway, ignoring the startled looks and the shouts of the teachers, telling him to slow down. All he could see was your face, pale, scared. His heart was hammering wildly in his chest. His lungs were burning behind him. Taeyong, Yoongi, and the others were running too, but Jungkook didn't care. He needed to get to you. He burst through the poolside doors and his eyes immediately locked on the water. You were barely above the surface, flailing, sinking, and Mina, that girl was standing there watching you drown with a smirk on her face. Jungkook's eyes darkened, his chest squeezed painfully as his feet carried him towards the pool. Ryan, he shouted. Mina's face turned pale. You heard it, barely, but your body was too weak to respond. Jungkook didn't hesitate. His feet left the ground and then he was in the air. A loud splash exploded through the air as he hit the water. Jungkook's body cut through the water like a knife. The cold hit him immediately, but he didn't care. His eyes were locked on you, your limp body drifting downwards. Your arms were barely moving, head tilted back as bubbles slipped from your mouth. He kicked hard, reaching you within seconds, his arm wrapped tightly around your waist, pulling you against his chest. Your skin was ice cold. Ryan, he growled, his voice lost under the water. He pushed towards the surface with powerful strokes. His heart was pounding painfully in his chest as he broke the surface and pulled you into his arms. Breathe, come on Ryan, open your eyes. You coughed, water spilling from your mouth as your head lolled weakly against his shoulder. Jungkook's jaw clenched as he swam towards the edge. His arm tightened protectively around you as he reached for the side of the pool. Taeyong and Jimin were already there, hands outstretched. Take her. Jungkook bowed. Jimin lifted you out carefully, laying you down on the poolside tiles as you coughed weakly, water dripping from your soaked clothes. Jungkook followed immediately after, dragging himself out of the pool. His chest was heaving. His soaked hair clung to his forehead as he crouched down beside you, his hands cupping your face. Ryan, open your eyes. You blinked, your lashes fluttering weakly. Jungkook, you whispered, his thumb brushed your wet cheek. His face was tight with emotion, anger, fear, relief, but then... What the hell happened here? Yoongi's sharp voice cut through the tension. Jungkook's eyes lifted and locked on Mina. She was standing a few feet away, her arms crossed, her lips pursed. I didn't mean to. She slipped. It's not my fault, she's so clumsy. Why are you guys looking at me like that? Jungkook's eyes darkened. Because you pushed her, we all saw that. The girl who had run to the canteen said shakily. Mina scoffed. I barely touched her. If she can't handle herself, that's not my problem. Jungkook stood up slowly, his wet clothes stuck to his body, water dripping onto the tiles. Mina. His voice was dangerously low. She shrugged. Jungkook, it wasn't me. You know she's clumsy. It's not a big deal. She always trips over anything. She tried to distract him, thinking he will take her side. Jungkook's jaw clenched so tightly it hurt. His fist curled at his sides as he stalked towards Mina. You think it's funny? You think it's a joke to push someone into the pool when they are sick? Mina's eyes widened slightly, but she forced a casual smile. I told you. She slipped. Jungkook's nostrils flared. His hands trembled at his sides as rage bubbled under his skin. You think I didn't see how you have been treating her? His voice was sharp now, cutting through the air like a blade. You have been after her since the trip started, mocking her, whispering behind her back. You are imagining things. You think I didn't see you glaring at her when I was talking to her? Jungkook's voice rose dangerously. You think I didn't notice how you hated it every time I looked at her? Mina's face twisted. Why would I care about that? Jungkook laughed darkly. Because you like me. He said coldly. Mina's mouth fell open. That's not... You pushed her because you were jealous. You almost killed her because you couldn't handle the fact that I was paying attention to someone else. Mina's mouth twisted. You're crazy. I wouldn't... You wouldn't? Then why the hell is she half unconscious on the floor? Mina's eyes flicked towards you, still pale, still shivering as Jimin wrapped a towel around your trembling body. Jungkook took a dangerous step closer. Mina stumbled back. I should throw you in. See how you like it. Mina's eyes widened. She never imagined he'll talk to her like to that for you. You wouldn't. Try me. Jungkook's hands twitched at his sides. His jaw was clenched so tightly his temples ached. Taeyong grabbed his arm. Jungkook. She could have died. Jungkook growled, his eyes flashing with fury because of her. Mina's face paled. She realized that the feelings she wants from Jungkook, he holds them for you even when he doesn't show. I didn't mean to. Save it. Jungkook's voice was ice. You are done. You can't? You think I can't? Watch me. Mina's lips parted, but Jungkook was already turning away. He crouched back down beside you, his hands cupping your face gently. Vian, he whispered. You stirred weakly beneath his touch, your eyes fluttering open. Jungkook, yeah. His thumb brushed your cheek. I'm here, and you're fine. Let's go in your room. You slowly nodded and tried to get up, but Jungkook picked you up in his arms, making everyone surprised, including you, and walked inside. Jungkook didn't say a word as he carried you down the hallway. Your head rested weakly against his chest, and you could feel the steady rhythm of his heart beneath your ear, fast and hard. His arms held you securely like you were something fragile, something precious. Your eyes fluttered shut for a moment, the fever making it hard to keep them open. When you forced them open again, Jungkook was already pushing open the door to your room with his foot. He stepped inside, walking straight to the bed before gently laying you down. You felt the mattress dip slightly as he crouched beside you. His hand brushed damp strands of hair away from your forehead, his thumb lingering for a second longer than necessary. You're burning up, he murmured. You swallowed hard, your throat dry. I'm fine. Jungkook's gaze darkened. No, you're not. He stood up, disappearing into the bathroom before returning with a towel and a glass of water. He sat beside you, his hand steady as he helped you sit up just enough to take a sip. After you drank, he placed the glass down and started wiping your face. You didn't understand why your heart was beating so fast. Maybe it was the fever. Maybe it was the fact that Jungkook was here, taking care of you like you mattered. Jungkook, your voice was barely above a whisper, his hand stilled. Why? You asked softly. Jungkook's gaze sharpened. Why what? Why did you help me? Your eyes searched his face. You hate me. Jungkook's jaw tensed, his eyes darkened, the muscle in his jaw flickering as he dragged a hand through his hair. You really think I hate you? You sure act like it. You said, your voice steady despite the weakness in your body. Jungkook scoffed, his lips curling into something bitter. You think if I hated you, I would have lost my mind the way I did back there? You blinked. If I hated you, I wouldn't have been watching you the whole day, wondering why you looked like you were about to collapse. Your breath hitched. You were watching me? Jungkook's eyes were sharp as they met yours, always. He said simply, your throat tightened. But you have always been so cold. Jungkook's jaw flexed. He leaned forward, his elbows resting on his knees, and his gaze drooped to the floor for a moment before lifting back to you. I didn't know how to do this. You're not like the others. Your breath hitched. I couldn't risk getting closer to you because you get under my skin in ways no one else can. You frown. That's a pretty shitty excuse. Jungkook's lips curved into a faint smile. Yeah, it is. Your eyes narrowed. So you were being a jerk because you liked me? Jungkook's smile widened. When you say it like that, it sounds bad. You huffed, but your chest still felt tight. And Mina, why did you let her cling to you if I didn't care about her? I never did. Your heart raced painfully. Then why? Because I'm a coward. Because wanting you scared the hell out of me. You stared at him, your chest rising and falling shakily. You're not making any sense, you whispered. Jungkook's gaze sharpened, his hand slid to your cheek, his thumb brushing against your skin, and his eyes dark. You make me crazy, you piss me off, you drive me insane, your lips parted. But at the same time, he whispered, his thumb trailing to your jaw. You're the only person I look for when I walk into a room, the only person whose laugh I can hear from across a crowd. Your breath hitched. I hate that you have this kind of power over me. But I hate the idea of you not being in my life even more. Your heart hammered painfully. You like me? Jungkook's smile was faint, almost bitter. Do you really think I would have lost control like that if I didn't? You stared at him while your chest was burning. Then why didn't you just say it? Jungkook's eyes softened. His hand slid from your cheek to the back of your neck. Because if you rejected me, I don't think I could have handled it. Your breath caught painfully. And now? You asked. Jungkook's lips curled into a faint smile. I'm done pretending. He whispered, your chest tightened. Jungkook. His hand slid down to your wrist, his fingers brushing against your pulse. Do you still think I hate you? He asked softly. You shook your head. No. Good. Jungkook leaned down, his lips brushing against your forehead. His hand tightened around your wrist. Because I don't think I can hate you, even if I want to. Your breath trembled, and I don't want to. Jungkook's eyes burned into yours. His hand slid up to cradle your face, brushing your cheekbone with his thumb. Do you still hate me? He whispered, your lips parted. Jungkook's gaze darkened. Because if you do, he murmured, his lips hovering over yours. Tell me now. You stared at him, your heart was thundering. No, I don't hate you. You whispered. Jungkook's lips curled as he whispered softly. Good. And then his lips were on yours. Soft and slow, but deep enough to steal your breath. His hand curled around your jaw and his body pressed slightly into yours.